This video audio is being made for a friend of mine. Well, at least I think he's a friend. His name is Hampy. That's what I call him. So when he hears this, he'll know that I'm talking about him. We had this conversation about doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome, but instead the same thing, the same results, and how black men like to push their slave masters' agenda on people who don't identify as black and who does not want to give up their heritage and legacy to follow a path that is not productive as far as identity is concerned, status is concerned, and standing regarding natural law. For some reason, black men have manipulated women to also now push this agenda that you can't be Native American, indigenous, aboriginal, you black. You look black, so you black. You talk like a black person, so you black. They even have shows like BET, Black Entertainment TV, and the Blackish family. The Blackish family. What is that? I'm really like just finished with anybody that tries to tell me who I am. That's disrespectful. When you tell somebody who they are, as though you know them, as though you know their life experience, as though you know anything about that man or that woman, their status, their identity, their standing. That's disrespectful. And here's why. If you've been doing the same thing since the 1960s and you still haven't gotten those things that you believe are necessary to your health, your education, your well-being, your survival, then it's time to regroup and think, maybe I'm wrong as a black person. and that what I'm doing as a black person is not working. It ain't working. It ain't working. Have you ever thought about that? I mean, have you ever really thought about that? I like that song by Lauryn Hill, X Factor. It ain't working. Then it means you gotta rethink your path. You gotta get off of that path. You gotta stop riding that bicycle, 'cause it ain't working. They still doing the same thing to the black person. That's a man, that's a woman, but they don't look at you as a man and a woman or as a human being. They look at you as a person. That's simply nobody. And they don't have laws that protect you. That's straight bullshit at the Department of Justice when they say discrimination. Discriminate what? You have to do so much of writing and defending, and they don't even come and investigate. They pretend to investigate. They might investigate one, but you got millions of people that deal with discrimination. As indigenous people, as the true original Native Americans that are Choctaw, that are Creek, that are Cherokee, and all these people running around, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. What the fuck is wrong with you? Tell me, what law defends you and protects you and assures your survival? Oh, I forgot. Oh, you driving a fancy, pimped out car. I guess that is survival to you. Oh. No, you work for the corporation that's oppressing and killing not only black persons, but white persons, indigenous people, all kinds of stuff. Oh, so that guarantees your survival. Oh, because you got this job with this big company. Oh, I know. You got this big old fancy house with 13 rooms in it and 5 bathrooms and 5 car garages. Oh. That's what it is. That's those Urban League jokers and the Boy Scout and Girl Scout league and those. I mean, really? But yet, you have all of those things given to you, and you might be in that office on the 15th floor penthouse office space, and you can't even walk out that building without looking over your shoulder. Because when you walk out that building, somebody that you push to believe that being a black person is something other than a slave. Because the day that you bow down to a foreigner and you do what that foreigner says, and you become a part of its secret societies and its non-transparency business that they do behind closed doors, and you steady push this agenda about Black Lives Matter, this falsification of a human being. And these people are being slaughtered and imprisoned and left in projects and ghettos and not being educated. And you don't see that it's you, the black man, you the slave, and you got a lot of blood on your hands. Because if by this time you have not seen that there's no identity, no status, no standing in law, natural law, referencing a black person, that is a legal construct created by a corporate state legislator for the purposes of taking land that belonged to your ancestors that are Choctaw, Creek, Chickasaw, Cherokee, Apache, Navajo, etc. All of these indigenous people. And you want to create this separate person, and you can't see that it ain't working. It ain't working. But now, let's say, well, you got us wrong, and, we come from Africa. Okay, then why not get Africa to back you up, to protect you, to secure that black person? But Africa wouldn't even step over a puddle to help you. But yet, You like to push that agenda, that African American. What the fuck is that? Again, here go this black slave monkey. That's what I like to call you black men. Black slave monkeys. Because see, it's you. You the one that's been the slave. And it's you who have a master. And it's you who do that European man bidding and will and thoughts and ideologies and philosophies. It's you. You, the problem. See, if you would just turn around and tell that foreigner that he don't rule over you. And you would tell that foreigner that this is my country. And if you tell that foreigner to get out of your town. And if you tell that foreigner, if you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you. And if you would tell that foreigner that you don't love me, you hate me. Because look what you got me doing to my own family, my own people, to myself as a Native American indigenous man. And what does this European man have? What is so special? What is so great? What is so about this European man that you will forsake everybody else for another man, that you will bow to another man, but you will destroy your family, your mother, your sister, your daughter, your son, your father, your uncles, your aunties, your cousins, whether it's for drugs, whether it's to take their land away in filing false deeds, when you know you wasn't heir to that land yet, but you committed that fraud. And that cracker, he saw you did that. And he didn't say nothing because he knew you wasn't going to keep that property, because that nigga was going to give me that property. And you got these crackers all on land that don't even belong to them because of the bullshit that you do with your churches and your military status and all of this land theft, larceny and stuff, and he don't mind you doing it. They even left a little loophole so you can do it, because he know you gonna give it to him, and he don't mind you destroying your family's heritage and legacy. Black man, black woman, how sick art thou? You really should think about why no one comes to your call when you go to prison, when someone is shooting you in the street, when someone inundates your home with drugs, when people try to tax you out so that you can't live among them. They don't want you among them. You have to think about what did I do as a black man that nobody likes me? Well, anyway, you think about this and you play this over and over and over again until you really get the gist of this here audio. Because it's you the problem. You the problem. And you at this point in life that nobody don't need you. Even though we want to need you. You ain't no good for anybody, not even yourself. Because you love your oppressor. And you love another man more than you love yourself, your women, your children, your brother, your mother, your father, your ancestors. And you've been given so much information that it is ridiculous. And you still come up with Black Lives Matter. Instead of saying, you know what? I'm not black. I come from the Choctaw, the Cherokee, or the Chickasaw, or the Apaches, or the Navajo. I wouldn't call myself black. Who is that? And why is that? I do know that when you come through immigration, if you came to this country through immigration and it required you to have a green card and you came from particular countries, coming through immigration, they say that you are black. You might be a man that looks black, and you come from different countries, and they say, these are the laws. When you come through immigration and you come to this country, you're a white man. Like North Africa. So again, what you doing? The indigenous Native American Aboriginal male in this country, what are you doing? Because you're not those people that come through immigration. And you can't let them call you out as being them when that's not your identity. That's not your status. That's not your heritage or your legacy. So you say you shame. Oh, I'm ashamed because you not walking around here dressed up like a chicken. So you shame? The one walking around here dressed up like a chicken, the Siberians, they should be ashamed. But anyway, that's for another conversation. We'll title the next audio, Siberia. What you doing here? Anyway, this is for all of those so-called black folk. What you doing? What you doing? Do you think you are helping yourself when you continue the oppression and the suppression of yourself? A little genealogy goes a long way. And you know what? Regulations and policies are not laws. So you don't have to follow that. Because the first rule of thumb is to do no harm. And if a corporation or a military or any nation or nation state or country does such a thing to a human being, that's called genocide. But genocide already occurred when you push that man's legal construct, even after you've been told that that's fictitious bullshit. And you still doing the same thing today. You are a sick human being. You a sick human being.